Hare Krishna, is everybody able to see my video?
Yes, Mataji.
And you're able to see the screen also, Mataji, the introduction page?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. So would anybody like to read the first paragraph? Any of the devotees?
Yes, are we doing the introduction?
Yes, Mataji, yes.
Okay. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I mean, like the screen is displayed, Mataji. The introduction page is displayed.
Okay, hold on. I'll be there in just 1 second. I'm in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
wrong
sure.
place.
Yeah. So,
Nectar of devotion, yeah. Nectar of devotion and introduction. Okay, got it. Okay, introduction. Invoking auspiciousness. Lord Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes, the reservoir of all rasas or relationships, which are called neutrally passive adoration, neutrally passive adoration, worship, friendship, parenthood, conjugal love, comedy, impassion, fear.
compassion, Mataji,
Oh,
compassion.
sorry, yeah, compassion, fear, chivalry, ghastliness, wonder, and devastation. He is the purpose attractive. He is a supreme attractive form, and by his universal and transcendental attractive features, he has captivated all the gopis. He headed by uh, headed by Paraka, Palika, Shama, Lalita, and ultimately Srimati Radharani. Let His Lordship's grace be on us so that there may not be any hindrance in the execution of this duty of writing the nectar of devotion, impelled by His divine grace, Srimad Bhaktivedanta
Bhakti
Saraswati.
Siddhanta, Mataji, Bhakti Siddhanta.
Sorry, yeah, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. So this is like just introduction is like we are just invoking auspiciousness. Okay, so here they are talking about Lord Sri Krishna, who is the supreme personality of Godhead. He's called Sampurna. He's like full in himself. He is the reservoir of all rasas and all relationships. So we have total of 12 relationships or rasas, out of which 5 are primary and 7 are secondary. So first 5 primary are what? Neutrality, servitorship, friendship, parenthood, conjugal. Okay, so these are the primary, and the remaining 7 support the primary. That secondary are comedy, compassion, fear, chivalry. And we all know that Bhishma was in chivalry. Okay, he wanted to see Krishna in that fighting spirit, right? Chivalry. So next is ghastliness, wonder, and devastation. So these are total 12 primary and secondary rasas that Krishna exhibits with all his devotees. Okay, and they're saying that Krishna, he attracts by his transcendental attractive features. And how has he attracted the gopis? Oh, and some names of the gopis are given: Taraka, Palika, Shyama, Lalita, and ultimately Srimati Radharani. So here Prabhupada is saying, let his lordship's grace be on us so that there may not be any hindrance in the execution of this duty of writing the nectar of devotion, impelled by his divine grace, Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. Okay, so that let there be no problem. Let whatever is to be written should be written properly without any hindrance. So let us pray for that. That's what Prabhupada is saying here. Okay. So now who wants to read the next paragraph?
Shall I read, Mataji?
Yeah, any one of you, Mataji, please.
Okay. Let me offer my respectful obeisances into the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada and of Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, by whose inspiration I have been engaged in the matter of compiling this summary study of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This is the sublime science of devotional service as propounded by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, um, who appeared 500 years ago in West Bengal, India, to propagate the movement of Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here Prabhupada is paying his respectful obeisances to Srila Rupa Goswami and to his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, who have inspired him to write this Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. That is, in English, it is called Nectar of Devotion. And this this science of devotional service was also propounded by whom? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what is the main reason? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in West Bengal 500 years ago. He came to preach, to spread the Krishna conscious movement. Okay, so that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came as a devotee. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called the hidden avatar. So many people, they think that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is just a devotee. People who don't know, they think he's just a devotee because he's come in his hidden avatar. Okay, so they think he's just a devotee, but very few people know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna himself. So who came here 500 years back to spread the Krishna consciousness movement. Okay, now can anybody read the next paragraph, please?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please.
Hare Krishna. Nectar of Devotion, introduction by Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Rupa Goswami begins his great book by offering his respectful obeisance unto Sri Sanatan Goswami, who is his elder brother and spiritual master. And he prays that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu may be very pleasing to him. He further prays that by residing in that ocean of nectar, Sri Sanatan Goswami may always feel transcendental pleasure in the service of Radha and Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So here, Rupa Goswami is offering his respectful obeisances, respectful obeisances to his elder brother and spiritual master, his guru, Sanatan Goswami, and he's praying that this nectar of devotion, this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, will be very pleasing to him. Like all the the different rasas are there in nectar of devotion. So he's praying, he's hoping that he's dedicating this book to his brother, elder brother, and spiritual master, and he's hoping that he will get all the transcendental pleasure of Radha and Krishna when he reads this book. Okay. So let us go to the next paragraph. Can someone else please read the next paragraph?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Let us offer our respectful obeisances to all great devotees and acharyas, that is, holy teachers, who are compared to sharks in the great ocean of nectar and who do not care for the various rivers of liberation. Impersonalists are very fond of merging into the Supreme, like rivers that come down and merge into the ocean. The ocean can be compared to liberation and the rivers to all the different paths of liberation. The impersonalists are dwelling in the river water, which eventually comes to mix with the ocean. They have no information, however, that within the ocean, as within the river, there are innumerable aquatic living entities. The sharks who dwell in the ocean do not care for the rivers that are gliding down into it. The devotees eternally live in the ocean of devotional service, and they do not care for the rivers. In other words, those who are pure devotees always remain in the ocean of transcendental loving service to the Lord, and have no business with the other process, which are compared to the rivers that only gradually come to the ocean. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much. Can anybody explain what they understood from this paragraph? There's a lot of meaning in this. So did anybody, can anybody try to explain what is the essence of this para? Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, so actually they're telling, see, they're comparing the impersonal Brahman with a devotee here. And the impersonal Brahman, they are compared to, see what happens, we all know that there are many parts, many different rivulets come and merge into the ocean. So the many parts of rivers are there, right? They merge into the ocean. So this many parts of rivers are compared here to parts of liberation. So the rivers, the rivulets, they come and merge into the ocean. So it's like the impersonalists whose main aim is liberation. They are like rivers. They come and merge into the ocean. Here the ocean means what for them? It is the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. So for them, that is the liberation is their target. So these rivers come and merge into the ocean and they become one with the ocean. So that is what the impersonalists want to do. So they they are seeking out for liberation. They want to merge into the impersonal Brahman and they want to become one with God. Okay, losing their individuality. So here also the reverse, same thing, right? They merge with the ocean and they lose their individuality. They become one with the ocean. But, so this is about the impersonalists. But the devotees, they are not bothered with all these parts of liberation. They are not bothered about the rivers or rivers coming and merging into the ocean. Okay, so they are what the devotees are, like sharks in the ocean. It's impersonal, immaterial for them whether the rivers are merging into the ocean or whatever is happening, because they are not concerned with liberation at all. Devotees, they don't want liberation, right? They are like sharks in the ocean. Okay, they are like sharks in the ocean. So for them, it doesn't matter whether rivers are coming and merging or whatever is happening, because they are happy doing that devotional service in that ocean. Okay, so they don't care for the rivers. Rivers means what? Here it's liberation. So they are not bothered whether the rivers are coming and merging into the ocean. They are happy inside that water ocean of devotional service. They're very happy. They are doing their service. They're doing their service and they have no business with all these different processes of liberation. They're not the least bothered. Okay, so that there's a lot of meaning. That's what the meaning of this para actually. So they are not devotees. They are not concerned with liberation. Their main aim is how to serve Krishna, and they're happy in pleasing Krishna through devotional service. So their liberation means what here? Reverse. Hope all of you have understood this concept. If anybody didn't understand, you can please ask your questions now itself, so that it is not confusing in the end for you. Hope you understood the concept of the river.
Understood, Mataji.
Yeah?
Understood, Mataji.
Understood.
Mataji, what is kind of different rivers, Mataji? It is
Sorry, Prabhuji?
what different kinds of rivers.
Yeah, generally different rivers, Prabhuji. Rivers are small. When they come, rivulets come and merge into the ocean. They become one with the ocean. So these rivers are compared to liberation here.
Mataji, liberation means mukti, Mataji. Mukti?
Yes, Prabhuji. Mukti means freedom from this material world.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah. So actually devotees, they don't look for mukti. They don't want liberation. They don't mind coming back to the material world also. But wherever they are, they look for serving and pleasing the Lord. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says, na? I don't want name, fame, I don't want woman, I don't want all this. But in any janma, wherever I take birth, I want your service forever. Eternal, I want your devotional service wherever I am. That is what I want. So devotees, they don't care. They don't even want mukti. They're not bothered. Wherever they are, They just want to do devotional service of the Lord.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So, can any one of the devotees please read the next shloka? I mean, sorry, not shloka, para, sorry.
Hare Krishna Mataji, shall I read?
Yeah, please, Mataji, please.
From Srila Rupa Goswami.
Yes, Mataji.
Srila Rupa Goswami prays to his spiritual master Srila Sanatan Goswami for the protection of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, the ocean of the pure nectar of devotional service, from the argumentative logicians who unnecessarily meddle in the science of service to the Lord. He compares their argument and logic to volcanic eruption in the midst of the ocean. In the midst of the ocean, volcanic eruptions can do very little harm. And similarly, those who are against devotional service to the Lord and who put forward many these philosophical these about the ultimate transcendental realization cannot disturb this great ocean of devotional service.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, can anybody try explaining this? This para also has some meaning, has a lot of meaning. Okay, so generally, many people, they don't take bhakti as the highest thing. They think bhakti is a starting step, and they mess up. They give, I mean, like what you say, they argue about it. There are many people who don't consider bhakti as the highest. They think bhakti is the first step. Meditation and all that Ashtanga yoga and whatever, Dhyana yoga, they think that is the highest. Meditating on the impersonal Brahman is the highest. That's what they think. So bhakti is the lower stage. So they keep arguing about these of bhakti. They try to argue that this is not this is the least, and just they try to argue about it, and I mean, like making it low, keeping it low. Okay, so what is Rupa Goswami trying to say? He compares their arguments and logic to volcanic eruptions. So whatever these people are arguing, Rupa Goswami is comparing it to volcanic eruptions in the midst of the ocean. See, if a volcano erupts in the middle of the ocean, there is not much problem, because all that lava, it goes into the ocean, it cools, and no problem, much problem will be there. That hot lava, it goes into that water, so not much harm, no harm actually, not much harm. What? No harm is there actually, very little harm is there. Like that, Rupa Goswami is telling, if anybody says anything against devotional service, they put forward many philosophical theses about all about bhakti. It will not disturb this great ocean of devotional service. Okay, those people, they may put many theses, many philosophical arguments, not so many things they can put, but those arguments cannot disturb this great ocean of devotional service. Like how when a volcano erupts, that hot lava that comes out, if it is in the middle of an ocean, it's just water, right? There nobody stays, so not much. I mean, there may be some aquatic animals, so but not much harm will be done, right? So like that, if these logicians or some philosophical, they put some philosophical thesis and about bhakti, they cannot disturb this great ocean of bhakti or devotional service. That is what Rupa Goswami is saying. It does not make any difference. Even though those people put such invalid arguments, it's of no use. That's what Rupa Goswami is trying to say. Yeah. Next, can anybody read the next para?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
The author of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami, very humbly submits that he is just trying to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. Although he humbly thinks himself unfit for this work, that should be the attitude of all preachers of the Krishna consciousness movement, following in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami. We should never think of ourselves as a great preachers, but should always consider that we are simply instrumental to the previous acharyas, and simply by following their footsteps, we may be able to do something for the benefit of suffering humanity. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much. So here, what is Rupa Goswami saying? He is just trying to spread the Krishna consciousness all over the world. But they are these our acharyas. They are very humble. Actually, they think they have not done anything, though they have done so much. Actually, in fact, what they have done is what we are able to relish and we are able to take forward. It is because Rupa Goswami excavated these temples that we are able to go to Vrindavan and visit all these temples, and we are able to understand Krishna consciousness because they have written books, right? So it's their causeless mercy that we are able to visualize Vrindavan as it is now because of their uh, because of their invaluable service. But still, after doing so much, also they feel that they have done nothing. They are not qualified. They are unfit for this work. So this is true true quality. They're not acting. They're not just saying it verbally that, oh, I'm not, like how we say, right? When we write in messages, your humble servant. We just write it as a routine thing. Your humble servant, I will do whatever you want. We will just say it just like a puppet, like a parrot says. But they don't say it like that. They really mean it. They think that they have not done anything. In fact, they've done so much, but they still think we have done nothing. So this is the attitude that we should have when we are in Krishna consciousness, like how the acharyas, they think, right? Even though they have done so much, still they think they're so humble that they think, oh, I'm not qualified to do this. I'm so lucky that I at least got this opportunity to do. They think actually they're unfit. They are not. They cannot. They should not be doing this work. But somehow, by the mercy of Krishna, I got an opportunity. That's how they feel. Okay, so we all should also have that attitude. Those who are preaching in Krishna consciousness movement, they should have the same. They should follow. In fact, we are all Rupanugas. We should follow in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami. Okay, so we should not think that we are great preachers or it's just because of the causeless mercy of Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu that we are able to do something in the service of the Lord. It's their what do we say? Ahaituki kripa. If not you, someone else will do it. But you've at least through Krishna's mercy, you've got an opportunity to do something for Krishna. Right? If you don't utilize it properly, Krishna will give that opportunity to someone. See, like in Kurukshetra, if Arjuna didn't fight, Krishna would have given the opportunity to Bhima or someone else. Right? He wanted Arjuna to be an instrument, but if Arjuna wouldn't have agreed, he would have given that same opportunity to somebody. So we should not lose that opportunity. We should try to be instruments. Whatever way we can, we should try to serve Krishna. We've got that rare opportunity. So we should be humble, take it, and do whatever best we can in spreading the Krishna consciousness movement. Okay? Hare Krishna. So can one of the devotees read the next paragraph, please?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please.
Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is divided into 4 parts, just as ocean sometimes divided into 4 parts, and there are different sections within each of these 4 divisions. Originally in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the oceans is divided like the watery ocean into east, south, west, and north, while the subsections within these different divisions are called waves. As in the ocean, there are always different waves, either of the eastern side and southern side, western side, and northern side. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu similarly has different waves. In the first part, there are 4 waves. In the first being a general description, of devotional service. The second concerns the regulative principles for executing devotional service, and third wave devotional service in ecstasy. In fourth is the ultimate goal of love of God. This will be explicitly described along with their different symptoms. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay. So here they are talking about the contents of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Okay, so Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is divided into 4 parts. Okay. In Nectar of Devotion there are 4 parts. So in the first part again they are divided into 4 parts. Okay, and what are those 4 parts? And that the first part is the general description of devotional service is given, and in the second part you will have regulative principles for executing devotional service, and in the third part you will have devotional service in ecstasy, and fourth part you will have ultimate goal, love of God. So all these will be explained in the first group, first part. These 4 parts in the first part will be explained in all the 19 chapters. So we will be just reading only the first 19 chapters, and actually there are 51, I believe. So we will not be reading all, but if anybody wants to read, you can read. But Prabhupada says for us 19 is enough. Beyond 19 is like way, way beyond our level. So we will be just discussing only the first 19 chapters. Okay. So Hare Krishna, can one of the devotees read
Hare
the
Krishna Mataji. Can I?
Yes, please, Mataji.
The
Please.
authorized descriptions of bhakti or devotional service following in the footsteps of previous acharya can be summarized in the following statement by Srila Rupa Goswami. First class devotional service is known by one's tendency to be fully engaged in Krishna consciousness, serving the Lord favorably. The purport is that one may also be in Krishna consciousness unfavorably, but that cannot be counted in as pure devotional service. Pure devotional service should be free from the desire for any material benefit or for sense gratification, as these desires are cultivated through fruitive activities and philosophical speculation. Generally, people are engaged in different activities to get some material profit, while most philosophers are engaged in proposing transcendental realization through volumes of word jugglery and speculation. Pure devotional service must always be free from such fruitive activities and philosophical speculations. One has to learn Krishna consciousness or pure devotional service from the authorities by spontaneous loving service. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much. So here, what are they telling? The Nectar Devotion, one important shloka, that is Anyabhinashita Shunyam Nana Karmadi Anavritam Anukulyena Krishnanusilanam Bhaktir Uttama. So this is the shloka actually. So in that they are telling pure bhakti is without any tinge of it is selfless. You have no desires, zero desires. Anya abhilashita shunyam. So no desires, no anya abhilashita, no desires you have. Not even gnana, means mental speculation. What do the jnanis do? They go to the forest, they open books like Upanishads, Vedas, and they try to gain knowledge. They read lots of books. Okay, and they try to speculate. Okay, not that way. And the other way is karma kandis. Okay, jnana karma. Karma means what? Karma kandis. What do? They have some desires. Like if I do this, I expect something. Okay, that is also not uttama bhakti. They are saying uttama bhakti is devoid of jnana karma and Krishnanusilanam. What does that mean? You have to practice Krishna consciousness favorably, not unfavorably. See, even Kamsa was thinking about Krishna, but was it favorably? He was always, even when eating, he was thinking of Krishna. When sleeping, he was thinking of Krishna. But was it out of love? No, out of fear. So we should try to do bhakti favorably. Think of Krishna favorably. We should try to love Krishna, not like Kamsa. Like we should try to love Krishna like the gopis, gopas, Yashoda Maya, like that. Okay, we should do favorably. So that's what they are trying to say in this paragraph. So pure bhakti means what? You should have no desires for yourself. either gnana or karma. Okay, and your desire should be only to please Krishna, work for Krishna, to please Krishna. That is pure devotional service. Okay, and that we have to learn through our previous acharyas. That's what they're saying. One has to learn Krishna consciousness or pure devotional service from the authorities by spontaneous loving service. Okay, because we don't know how that service is, so we have to learn it from our previous acharyas. Okay, so can one of the devotees please please read the next para?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mataji, go ahead, read, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji, are you going to read? Okay. This devotion service is a sort of cultivation. It is not simple injunction for people who like to be inactive or devote their time to silent meditation. There are many different methods for people who want this, but cultivation of Krishna consciousness is different. This particular word used by Srila Rupa Goswami in this connection in Anusilana or cultivation by following the predecessors, teachers, acharyas. As soon as we say cultivation, we must refer to activity. Without activity, consciousness alone cannot help us. All activities may be divided into two classes. One class may be for achieving a certain goal, and the other may be for avoiding some unfavorable circumstances. In Sanskrit, these activities are called pravritti and nivritti, positive and negative actions. There are many examples of negative actions. For instance, a diseased person has to be cautious to take medicine in order to avoid some unfavorable illness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So here there's a lot, very important thing that we have to understand. So here they are saying devotional service is cultivation. It is not inaction. So what is it? What is this passage clearly saying? See, devotional service is not meant for people who simply want to be inactive. It is not the same as silent meditation practiced by those who prefer inactivity. The sannyasis, what do? They go to the forest, they sit and meditate. It is not like that. Bhakti means being not inactive. Bhakti means being active. So bhakti is not passive. Okay, and in this para, we can see the use of the word anushilana. So Srila Rupa Goswami uses the word anushilana, which means what? Anushilana means it's cultivation. So cultivation means what? Doing some activity. So practicing under the guidance of our previous acharyas. Okay, so this means that devotional service is something that must be actively, it should be cultivated, not merely just thinking. It's not like a sannyasi, you're just meditating and you're sitting like that. No, you have to cultivate it. You have to, it is active. Okay, cultivation means what? It is some activity. Okay, so consciousness alone is not enough. What do these people do generally when they go to the forest and meditate? It's just consciousness. So it is just not consciousness. So there must be active effort in devotional life. So devotional life means activity. Generally, many people, they think that these Hare Krishnas, why don't these people do job? They're just they go to the temple, they chant and they eat. That's all lazy people, they think. But if you see the activity of a devotee in the temple, they work even harder than a karmi outside. They are so active. They don't even sometimes have the time to have prasadam. It is so hectic. And they get up at 3 o'clock. Every devotee has a particular duty. One devotee has to do book distribution. One devotee has to do prasadam serving. One for garland. So they're busy the whole day. One has to prepare ornaments. One has to do the deity dressing. One has to do abhishekam. One has to distribute prasadam outside. So each devotee, it's like how the karmis do the routine job 9 to 5, right? These devotees also, they have a job like that. It's like their activity they have to do. Generally, what do people think? These people are happily, they sit in the temple happily under the fan nicely. Timely, they will get prasadam. Lazy people, they can go and do a job. But these people are lazy. No other work. They'll be just blabbering, baba, baba. They'll be talking. That's all they'll do. Why can't they go and do a job and earn money? That's what these people think. Right? In fact, they work hard. Especially, this is the book distribution month. You see the devotees, they'll be like, all of them, they'll be from morning till night. They'll be distributing books. So, bhakti is like it's cultivation, it's activity. It's not like just sitting and meditating and like the other gnanis and everybody. It is full activity. Okay, in devotional life there must be full active effort, and there are two types of activities they are saying in this passage. One is pravritti, that is positive action, so actions performed to achieve a specific goal. Okay, and nivritti, negative action, so actions performed to avoid something unfavorable. Okay, pravritti and nivritti. Pravritti is positive action. To achieve something you have to do which is favorable. Okay, to achieve something, to achieve a specific goal, the actions that are performed are called pravritti. Nivritti means you have to avoid those unfavorable things so that you can go forward. Okay, so both types are required in the cultivation of Krishna consciousness. So you need favorable and unfavorable. So both pravritti and nivritti are needed. Okay, so here what are they trying to say? Devotional service, it is an active cultivation. Cultivation means activity. Anushilana. Anushilana means we have to follow in the footsteps of our acharyas. How? Involving both pravritti and nivritti, means both positive and negative activities. Okay, it is not just a devotional service, means it is not just inactivity or silent meditation. Okay, that is just forget about that. There is full of activity in devotional life. Okay, so let's see the next paragraph. Can somebody please read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
Those who are cultivating spiritual life and executing devotional service are always engaged in activity. One second, Mataji.
Yeah.
Those who are cultivating spiritual life and executing devotional service are always engaged in activity. Such activity can be performed with the body or with the mind. Thinking, feeling, and willing are all activities of the mind, and when he will to do something, the activity comes to be manifest by his gross bodily senses. Thus, in our mental activities, we should always try to think Krishna and try to plan how to please him. Following in the footsteps of the great acharyas and personal spiritual master, there are activities of the body, activities of the mind, and activities of speech. A Krishna consciousness person engages his words in preaching the glory of the Lord. This is called the Kirtana, and by his mind, a Krishna conscious person always thinks of the activities of the Lord as he is speaking on the battlefield of Kurukshetra or engaging in his various pastimes in Vrindavan with his devotees. In this way, one can always think of the activities and pastimes of the Lord. This is mental culture of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here they are saying how you can think of the Krishna conscious activities through body, senses, and mind. So the body should be used in the service of Krishna. The mind should always be thinking about, like how Prahlad Maharaj, he was doing smaran, right? Always thinking about the Lord, Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. He was finding happiness. In fact, he says more than eating prasadam also, I mean, he's saying that the name, the taste is so good for him. I'm not even remembering food, water. Then your name is so sweet that that itself is filling me. I'm full with that only. Can any one of us say that? He says that I don't want Anna or this thing. Your Namamrita itself is
No,
enough for me. Can anybody, any one of us
no,
say?
Mataji.
The holy name is enough. I don't want any food today, prasadam today. Can anybody say that? No, right? So that much taste Prahlad had. He was always in his mind, he was thinking about the pastimes of the Lord. He was always thinking of Narayana. Okay, so through the mind, through the senses, so we should engage our senses in the service of the Lord. See, we should use our eyes to see the Lord, beautiful form of the Lord, the nose in smelling the flowers and tulsi that are offered at the lotus feet of the Lord, and our ears to hear Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, the pastimes of the Lord or the devotees of the Lord. Okay, and we should use our tongue for preaching or telling about Krishna Katha or having honoring prasadam. Okay, so like this, we should use our senses in the service of the Lord, and we should use our body, our hands in cooking for Krishna, making garlands, making ornaments, doing book distribution. We should use our legs in the service of the Lord by traveling to the temple, going on pilgrimages. Okay, so that's how we should practice Krishna consciousness. We should engage our mind, senses, and body, everything. Okay, that is Krishna consciousness. Okay, so can someone please read the next paragraph, please?
Can I, Mataji?
Yes, please, Mataji.
Similarly, we can offer many services with our bodily activities, but all such activities must be in relationship with Krishna. This relationship is established by connecting oneself with the bona fide spiritual master, who is the direct representative of Krishna in disciplic succession. Therefore, the execution of Krishna conscious activities with the body should be directed by the spiritual master and then performed with faith. The connection with the spiritual master is called initiation. From the date of initiation by the spiritual master, the connection between Krishna and a person cultivating Krishna consciousness is established. Without initiation by a bona fide spiritual master, the actual connection with Krishna consciousness is never performed. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay, so here they are saying activities regarding with our body. Okay, and whatever activities that we do with the body for Krishna, they should be based on the instructions given by our guru, a bona fide spiritual master who is in that disciplic succession. So he's a direct representative of Krishna in disciplic succession. Okay, that only, those activities only we should do, not whatever comes to our mind and I feel that, oh, I've done such a great thing for Krishna, which in your consideration may be a good thing, but in the consideration of the shastras and the guru, it is not. Okay, so you should always follow the instructions of the guru, and that you have to do. Okay, not whatever comes to your mind you should not do, and then you should not think that, oh, I've wasted so much time, I thought this is correct. Not like that. We should not do whimsically whatever comes to our mind. So we should follow the instructions of the guru. What the guru knows what is good for us, what is best for us. He knows us, right? So he guides us, and then we have to follow his instructions. Depending on that, we have to serve the Lord. Okay. And here Prabhupada also talks about initiation. So initiation, generally a lot of people think that if you get initiated, oh, you're full of knowledge. Generally people think that if you are initiated means, oh, now you have become somewhere, you're gone somewhere. They think something. No, initiation is like you're just a baby, you're a newborn baby. You've just started taking steps towards Krishna consciousness. Initiate, that's what it means. Initiated, you are just started in Krishna consciousness. It's not you're an expert in Krishna consciousness. Okay, means you have come in contact with a spiritual master. Now the spiritual master will guide you. Okay, he initiated you, so he guides you, he gives you instructions. So that is what is initiation. Initiation does not mean that's the end of knowledge. Now you are a big pandit or a scholar or something like that. You're a Vedanta or everything. No, it's like you're just initiate. You're like a baby in Krishna consciousness. You're just starting your Krishna conscious process. Okay, so that is the thing. So here they're trying to say you have to follow the instructions of the Guru, and depending on his instructions, you have to perform your devotional service to Krishna. Not whatever you think is good and you do it, and then it is of no use. Then you think, oh, I wasted so much time. I thought this is how it is to be done. No. So always take guidance from the Guru and follow those instructions. Okay. So can one of the devotees read the next passage, please? Here.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please.
This cultivation of Krishna consciousness is not material. The Lord has three general energies, namely the external energy, the internal energy, and the marginal energy. The living entities are called marginal energy, and the material cosmic manifestation is the action of the external or material energy. Then there is a spiritual world, which is manifestation of the internal energy. The living entities who are called marginal energy perform material activities when acting under the inferior external energy, and when they engage in activities under the internal spiritual energy, their activities are called Krishna conscious. This means that those who are great souls or great devotees do not act under the spell of material energy, but act instead under the protection of spiritual energy. Any activities done in devotional service or in Krishna consciousness are directly under the control of spiritual energy. In other words, energy is a sort of strength, and this strength can be spiritualized by the mercy of both the bona fide spiritual master and Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare so much. Okay, so what they're saying is the whatever Krishna conscious activities that we are doing is not material. So they're trying to list out three types of energies of the Lord. Okay, so one is the external energy, that is Prakriti or Maya. One is the internal energy, that is the spiritual world, Yoga Maya. Okay, the internal energy. And marginal energy means the Tatastha Shakti, that is the Jiva. Okay, so the living energies are called marginal. So they have a small freedom where they can either go to the, whether they can be in the external energy or they can be in the internal energy. That's what I call marginal. So they can go this side or this side. See, when they are in Maya, they're in this material world. Okay, they think they are this body and they try to serve themselves. They are so much in sense gratification and they get attached to this material world. But pure devotees, though in this material world, they serve the Lord and they are in internal energy. Means Yoga Maya. They are under the control of Yoga Maya. So that is what we have to understand. So the living entity, he has this freedom. He can either be in Maya or Krishna. Maya means he is in the external energy, material world, Prakriti. Okay, and if he wants to be in the internal energy with Krishna, Krishna means internal energy, Yoga Maya, spiritual world. Okay, so it's totally up to us, either Krishna or Maya. But pure devotees generally they act, though they are in the material energy, because they are under the protection of Krishna, they are under the control of spiritual energy. Okay, so purely actually Krishna consciousness is purely a mercy for us. See, how else can all of us come to Krishna consciousness? What qualification do we have? Are we so good that we can fall in the eyes of Krishna? Are we so qualified that we can serve Krishna? Just just pause and just think about our condition. How many horrible things we have done. We are even today also knowingly we commit so many mistakes. What right do we have to preach? What right do we have to do devotional service? Right? But still, Krishna is so costless, so merciful, and our spiritual masters, our acharyas, they're so merciful. In spite of our still making so many mistakes, they know that people in Kali Yuga are prone to make mistakes. Still, they want to give their costless mercy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially to people who were having meat, who didn't have meat, who were mlechas, he called everybody and he gave everybody love of Godhead. That is their causeless mercy. So at least we have to take advantage of that. Even though we are like worthless, we are like nowhere actually, but still It is the causeless mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Mahaprabhu, our spiritual acharyas, our parampara acharyas, Krishna. We are somehow we are staying. Prabhupada says, coming into Krishna consciousness is very easy, but staying in Krishna consciousness is very difficult. Maintaining Krishna consciousness is very difficult. So that's why if you go to a temple or a bhakti viksha, every year you see the old devotees won't be there. You will see new devotees. Every year you will see new devotees. Why? Because Maya is so powerful. See, it's not the fault of the people who join Krishna consciousness early and they leave. Because Maya is so powerful. Maya, it knows the weakest points of ours, which even we don't know. So it will catch that point and it will bring us out of Krishna consciousness. So we have to be very careful. That's why we have to be in the association of devotees. We have to thank Krishna. He is making us still continue in Krishna consciousness. See, that's why we should respect senior devotees who are there in Krishna consciousness for 20, 30 years. Means what? They're fighting with Maya. They fought with Maya all these years. They're able to sustain. Prabhupada says, Prabhupada, this person, one disciple was telling Prabhupada, you gave him initiation and he left. He left you, Prabhupada. So Prabhupada is saying, forget about people who have left. Take care of people who are there. Because this Maya is strong. Prabhupada knows it's very difficult for them to stay. People will go away. That's why Prabhupada is saying, take care of people who are there in Krishna consciousness. Don't bother about those who have gone. Because Maya is very powerful. Definitely they will go. But at least take care of people who are there. So don't take Krishna consciousness very cheaply and very lightly. We've got this rare gift. It's because we don't deserve it, but still it's the causeless mercy that Krishna has come into our lives. Our Guru Maharaj, they have come into our lives. And because of their blessings, we are able to still continue. Even though we have no right, we are not at all pure even now. Forget about we are worthless. I mean, we means I mean to say myself. Okay, please never. I have no right to talk about all of you. Not at all. I'm not talking about you. And when I say we generally say we. So it means I'm talking about myself. I'm not at all qualified. It's just pure mercy. So in bhakti, everything is mercy for us. Nothing that we can establish or something. You can't say that, I am able to chant so nicely. Nothing, it's not of your, because of your endeavor. It's the mercy of devotees. It's mercy of Guru Maharaj. It's the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are giving us blessings. That is why, see, if Krishna or Guru Maharaj, they don't give us that taste, we'll immediately leave. We won't be able to practice Krishna consciousness. We will leave it. That's why they give little bit taste, so that at least they only bring us into Krishna consciousness. They only sustain us in Krishna consciousness somehow. Otherwise, we are like such fools, we have no interest in Krishna consciousness. We will always look for an opportunity to leave Krishna consciousness. Oh my God, who will chant the 16 rounds? Then once 16 rounds is over, for this today it is over. And we will just hang it as if we say, what is that? Gale ka Fasi, they say, na? As if it's that, we'll just hang that bag there. For today it is done. My God, that's how we feel. But we don't understand the causeless mercy of Krishna. They are trying to liberate us from this painful world, which is full of miseries. They are only bringing us into this Krishna consciousness. They are only sustaining us. They are bearing us, actually, in fact, we should say. Even then, it's like Prabhupada, he's opened the banana and everything, he's putting it into our mouth. To swallow, to eat and swallow also, we are finding it difficult. And Prabhupada's devotees, disciples, they struggle so much to establish all these temples and everything. For us now, everything is ready-made. We have books, we have temples, We have japa beads, we have audios of Vaishnavas, everything we have now. But still, we don't feel like hearing, we don't feel like reading, we don't feel like chanting. In fact, we look for excuses. Oh, I'm working so hard. Prabhupada says, why do you want to work like a donkey? You're not meant for working like donkeys. This rare human life is not for working, it is for austerity, not for sense gratification. You should work. Now, definitely, to maintain this body, you have to work. You need money. But Prabhupada says simple living, high thinking. Don't go for too much of comforts. Don't go for name, fame, all that. Just do simple living, high thinking. That's enough. How much money do you need to sustain yourself? Do you need to work morning 9 to 9 to eat 2 chapatis and to live in a house? Simple clothing? That's what Prabhupada says. Actually, maintain a cow, grow some rice and vegetables. That's it, over. 3 months you will struggle. Remaining 9 months, happily you practice Krishna consciousness. Okay, so you should not waste this valuable human life for material comforts and material things. Okay, this material, this human body, we get after many janmas, crores of janma, we get this human life. And if you just waste it like cats and dogs, just for eating, sleeping, drinking, and mating, you have lost this chance. Prabhupada says it is like you're drinking poison. So that's what Prabhupada says, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. Prabhupada says, wake up, stop sleeping in the lap of Maya. Get up. That's what Prabhupada says. How long will you sleep in the lap of Maya? Okay, so it's high time we realize the importance, the mercy that we are getting. Okay, so we should be thankful for that. I don't have any qualification, but still somehow Krishna has brought us here. Okay, it's a causeless mercy. So at least little bit effort. We are seeing Prabhupada, he suffered 2 heart attacks. Actually, in the age of 70, he could have happily enjoyed his life. He was staying in Vrindavan, in the Radha Damodar temple. What more does anybody want in the age of retirement? But for all of us, Prabhupada, in the age of 70, suffered 2 heart attacks. He didn't know where he was going to stay in America. He didn't have money. He didn't have food. He didn't have anybody. He didn't know anybody. But to preach to people like us, he took all this effort at the age of 70. If you read Prabhupada Leelamrita, you will be literally in tears. The sacrifice that Prabhupada has done. At least reading that book, we will get the inspiration to practice Krishna consciousness seriously. Okay, so it's so, I don't know what words we can use, but we are like very fortunate to be in this parampara, the Gaudiya Madhva parampara, authorized parampara. Our acharyas, if you listen to each of the acharyas' stories, the austerity they were doing, oh my God, I really feel fortunate, we are in such a good, so I feel the day I was initiated, I was like, literally, it was so hard for me to believe, am I in this parampara? I've become a part of this parampara now. I have no qualification, but still, it was Guru Maharaj's causeless mercy that he brought me into this parampara. I'm so thankful till this date, I'm really thankful to Guru Maharaj for this. So, Hare Krishna. So, can we just read the next paragraph? Can one of the devotees please read the next paragraph?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
In the Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishna Kaviraja Goswami, Lord Chaitanya states that it is fortunate person who come in contact with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. One who is serious about spiritual life is given by Krishna the intelligence to come in contact with a bona fide spiritual master, and then by the grace of the spiritual master one become advanced in Krishna consciousness. In this way, the whole jurisdiction of Krishna consciousness is directly under the spiritual energy. Krishna and the spiritual master, this has nothing to do with the material world. When we speak of Krishna, we refer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Along with his many expansions, he is expanded by his linear parts of parcels, his differentiated parts and parcels, and his different energies. Krishna, in the other words, means everything and include everything. Generally, however, we should understand Krishna to mean Krishna and his personal expansions. Krishna expands himself as Baladeva, Sankarshana, Vasudeva, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Rama, Narasimha, Varaha, and as well as many other incarnations and innumerable Vishnu's expansions. There are described in Srimad Bhagavatam to be as numerous as the uncountable waves. So Krishna includes all such expansions as well as his pure devotees. In the Brahma Samhita is stated that Krishna expands all our complete in entirety, blissful and cognizance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, so here what is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, in that Lord Chaitanya, he states that a fortunate person comes in contact with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. Okay, if only Krishna blesses us, do we come in contact with a bona fide spiritual master? And once we come in contact with a bona fide spiritual master, we get in contact with Krishna. So it is mutual. So by Krishna's grace, we come in contact with a spiritual master who is a bona fide spiritual master. And when we come in contact with the Guru, we get to know about Krishna. Okay. So it's totally the mercy of Krishna and the spiritual master. Okay. And when we say Krishna, it refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when we say Krishna, it does not mean only the original form of Krishna standing alone. So it includes everything connected to him as the Supreme Lord. So it means that when we say Krishna, it means his expansions also. Okay, his plenary parts and parcels. Okay, so these refer to full expansions of Krishna. See, forms that are complete manifestations of the Supreme Personality. And second is his differentiated parts and parcels. Okay, that is us, individual living entities. We are here separate parts and parcels. Okay, so living entities. So second. Okay, so we are distinct in identity, but still parts of him. Because quality wise we are same with Krishna, but quantity wise we are different. And third is like his different energies. Okay, so we know that Krishna has his various energies which operate under his control, the internal, external energy. Okay, so here, so they're trying to say when we say Krishna, it just does not mean Lord Krishna himself, but with his full expansions, his individual parts and parcels, and his various energies. That's what we have to understand. See, when we say that the king is coming on the road, it's not just the king that is coming, right? When the king is coming, the soldiers come, the ministers come, the queen come, the whole entourage comes, right? Like that. So when we say Krishna, it means everything, all his expansions, energies, the individual living entities, his parts and parcels, everything. So that's what they're trying to explain here. So actually, from Krishna, the first expansion is Baladev. And from Baladev, we have the first Chaturvyuha. Okay, Chaturvyuha means what? Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Sankarshana, and
Vishnu. He is also Mahavishnu.
no, Vasudeva.
Vasudeva? Vasudeva.
No, sorry, before I forgot the fourth one.
Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Mahavishnu.
No, not Mahavishnu, Prabhuji. It is like the Chaturvyuha is like Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Sankarshana, and Vasudeva. These four. And from the first Sankarshana, we have Narayana. And again, from Narayana, we get the second Chaturvyuha. So again the four Chaturvyuha come, and from this Sankarshana we get Mahavishnu. This Sankarshana is called Mahasankarshana. So from this Mahasankarshana we get Mahavishnu, that is Karanodaka Sai Vishnu. Okay, and from Karanodaka Sai Vishnu expansion we get Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu expansion we get Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, who is Paramatma in everybody's heart. Okay, so like this we have the expansions going on. And all these, like Krishna has personal expansions like, see, yeah, here it's written here, Sankarshana, Vasudeva, Anuruddha, Pradyumna, right? These four are Chaturvyuha. And Rama, Nrsimha, Varaha, all these expansions have their locations in the spiritual world. Okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has his location in the spiritual world, and Nrsimhadev has his location. Varahadev has his location, Rama has his location, Ayodhya over there. So all these incarnations have their locations in the spiritual world.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, here it is written Krishna Dasa. One second. Krishna Dasa Kaviraja Goswami, I think the name.
Yes, Mataji.
Here Dasa will also come and Goswami is also coming. It means it is a servant and master of his senses, right now, Mataji?
No, his name is like Krishna Dasa Kaviraj, Mataji, and Goswami is like generally the title we give, na?
Okay,
like
okay,
when we initiate, na, Mataji, we get names, na? So like that, his name is Krishna Dasa Kaviraja and Goswami,
okay.
Like that,
Okay.
Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Okay, so can we please read the next paragraph?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please.
Devotional service means to prosecute Krishna conscious activities that are favorable to the transcendental pleasure of the Supreme Lord Krishna, and any activity that are not favorable to the transcendental favor of the Lord cannot be accepted as devotional service. For example, great demons like Ravana, Kamsa, and Hiranyakashipu were always thinking of Krishna, but they were thinking of him as their enemy. This sort of thinking cannot be accepted as bhakti or Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much. So here, that same thing they're telling. So devotional service, we should do it Krishna Anusilanam. So favorably, you have to do what our acharyas are telling us. So like that, we have to do, not like Kamsa or like Ravana or Hiranyakashipu. They too were thinking of Krishna, but unfavorably. They were always fearful. So they like that they were thinking. So not as an enemy. So we should try to love Krishna, like the Gopas, Gopis, and everybody, the Brajavasis. Okay, so that is bhakti or Krishna consciousness. Okay, favorably we should think of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can one of the devotees read this paragraph, please?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
The impersonators sometimes misunderstand devotional service in such a way that they divide Krishna from his peripheral and pastimes. For example, the Bhagavad Gita is spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and the impersonators say that although Krishna is of interest, the battlefield of Kurukshetra is not. The devotees, however, also know that the battlefield of Kurukshetra by itself has nothing to do with their business. But in addition, they know that Krishna doesn't mean just Krishna alone. He is always with his associates and paraphernalia. For instance, if someone says give something to eat to the man with the weapons, the eating process is done by the man and not by the weapon. Similarly, in Krishna consciousness, a devotee may be interested in the paraphernalia and locations such as the battlefield of Kurukshetra that are associated with Krishna, but he is not concerned with simply any battlefield. He is concerned with Krishna, his speech, his instructions, etc. It is because Krishna is there that the battlefield is so important. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much. Okay, so here they are talking about the impersonalists and how the devotees take Krishna. Okay, so the impersonalists, they divide Krishna from his paraphernalia and pastimes. So they say that they just try to worship Krishna, but not the things that are concerned with Krishna, like his pastime, his paraphernalia. Okay, for example, if you see that on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, what do the impersonalists say? They are interested only in Krishna. They say that the battlefield of Kurukshetra is not of importance for us. But what do the devotees say? Anything that is connected with Krishna, we say, right? Nama, Rupa, Guna, anything that is connected. His slippers, his flute, his dress, his ornaments, whatever is of importance for us. But for the impersonalist, he's more concerned only with Krishna. He's not concerned with things that are connected to him. So for the devotees, they give importance to the Kurukshetra battlefield. Why? Because Krishna was personally present there. They don't give importance to any other battlefield. They give only importance to Kurukshetra because Krishna was present on that battlefield. They are not bothered about some other battlefield. Only about Kurukshetra they are worried, the battlefield of Kurukshetra. That's because Krishna was present there. He fought the war there. So devotees, whatever connected to Krishna is equally important to them. So that's why devotees go to Kurukshetra also. Okay, but for the impersonalists, they are just bothered only about Krishna. And they just want more worried about the impersonal Brahman. That's all. They're not worried about things that are connected to Krishna. Okay, so hope you understood this concept. So it is only because in the battlefield that Krishna was present, even Kurukshetra is equally important as Krishna for them. Not some other battlefield, only the battlefield of Kurukshetra, because it is connected to Krishna, because Krishna was present there. That is why it is important. Okay? Because he gave the Bhagavad Gita there, he gave the instructions to Arjuna, he fought the battle, he walked, he ran towards Bhishma, taking that chariot. So Krishna's presence is there over there. That's why it's of equal importance like Krishna is to them. Okay? Hare Krishna. Can one of the devotees read the next para?
Can I, Mataji?
Yeah, please, Mataji.
The definition of pure devotee as given by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu can be summarized thus. His service is favorable and is always in relation to Krishna. In order to keep the purity of such Krishna conscious activities, one must be freed from all material desires and philosophical speculation. Any desire except for the service of the Lord is called material desire. And philosophical speculation refers to the sort of speculation that ultimately arrives at a conclusion of voidism or impersonalism. This conclusion is useless for the Krishna conscious person. Only rarely by philosophical speculation can one reach the conclusion of worshipping Vasudeva, Krishna. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita itself. The ultimate end of philosophical speculation then must be Krishna, with the understanding that Krishna is everything, the cause of all causes, and that one should therefore surrender unto him. If this ultimate goal is reached, then philosophical advancement is favorable. But if the conclusion of philosophical speculation is voidism or impersonalism, that is not bhakti. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here they're talking about Gnanis and atheists. Okay. So the Gnanis, what do they think? They go to the forest. They think they're very intelligent. They don't even accept gurus. They go to the forest. They read these Vedas and Upanishads, volumes and volumes. They'll be reading. They get tired and they try to change books there, but still they're reading. And finally, they meditate and they come to a conclusion. They speculate because they don't have any guru who can guide them. So they speculate by themselves. It could be like this, God is like this, God like that. And they come to one conclusion, their own philosophy, that there is no God. The God has no form. God is impersonal. And once they meditate on that impersonal form and they try to merge into that impersonal Brahman. Okay, some people, they think it is void. It's nothing. Like the Buddhists, they think it's void. Like we just like merge into the earth and no body, nothing, no concept at all, no concept of God at all in Buddhist philosophy. Okay, once the body is over, everything is over for them. Okay, so like that, voidism. So impersonalism is one thing. Okay, so that's what so here what is Krishna saying? So we should not ultimate goal should be to serve Krishna, but not philosophical speculation or voidism or impersonalism. That is not bhakti. So bhakti means doing devotional service. Okay, so that is the conclusion they have given. Okay, one more thing is this is also karma. Okay, karma or fruitive activities are sometimes understood to be ritualistic activities. There are many persons who are very much attracted by the ritualistic activities described in the Vedas. But if one becomes attracted simply to ritualistic activities without understanding Krishna, his activities are unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. Actually, Krishna consciousness can be based simply on hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. Described in the Srimad Bhagavatam are 9 different processes, besides which everything done is unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. Thus, one should always be guarding against fall downs. So, this karma kanda also generally we should not have, we should not what fruitive activities they are called. Okay, so in the Vedas there is a part called karma kanda, ritualistic activities, where they say if you do this yagna you will go to heaven, if you do this you will get this result, if you do this you will get that result, like that. Okay, so most people, in this material world, they are attracted to such ritualistic activities. Okay, they don't understand the main essence of the Vedas is to understand Krishna. The Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Vedaishcha sarver ahameva vedya. Vedanta vid, Vedanta krit. Okay, that's what he says. You have to understand me. That is the essence of reading the Vedas. But we are going to that small part where the karma kanda part is given, the ritualistic activities are given, because that is so, the words are so flowery, so attractive for us that we go to that part only. We don't understand. Don't want to go to the other part. Okay, so here that's what they're saying. We have to understand Krishna through the Vedas, not the ritualistic karmakandi part. Okay, so it is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. There are 9 different processes of bhakti. Okay, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Prahlad Maharaj says, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. So, if you choose any one process also, you are serious in any one process, you will go back to Krishna. You can do all like Bali Maharaj, or you can do one particular like Parikshit Maharaj or Sukadev Goswami or like Prahlad Maharaj. You can choose any one and be perfect in that and be sincere in that. You want to chant the names of Lord? Chant. You want to hear? You hear. Okay, you want to do Smaranam of the Lord? You do Smaranam. You want to do Puja of the Lord? You do Puja. Like that. Whatever your this thing is, interest is, you do. But generally in Kali Yuga, it is prescribed that we do chanting of the holy names. Okay, which is the best of all, because there is no restriction for chanting. You can get up, you don't have to bathe in the morning, then only you have to chant. Even if you're sick, you can chant. And the ladies, if they have their periods also, they can chant. There is no hard and fast rule. Even if you're sick, you can lie down and chant. Anytime, night you can chant, daytime you can chant, morning, anytime you can chant, anywhere, in office, on the road. In fact, you can, mentally chant even if you're in the washroom also. When you're bathing, when you're brushing, anytime, anywhere, anyhow. That is the easiest chanting. Okay? So if you do any one of this process, you can be safe. You will be safeguarded, because doing one of this process means when you're chanting, you're calling out to Krishna. When you're hearing, You are hearing the pastimes of Krishna, right? Or whatever smaran, you are doing the Nama Rupa Guna Leela of the smaran of Krishna. So obviously Krishna will help you, right, from falling down in bhakti. Okay, like that. The Srila Rupa Goswami has also mentioned in this definition of bhakti the word Gnana Karmadi. That's what I told you, right? Gnana Karmadi Anavritam Anukulyena Krishnanu Seelanam Bhakti Ruttama. So it should be, bhakti should be against Gnana and Karma, right? So this karma means fruitive activities that are unable to help one attain to pure devotional service. Why? Because if your karma can't be attached to this material world, you're seeking something. So if you're so full of material desires, where will the spirit to do devotional activities come? You're so much interested in earning money, so much in enjoying sense gratification. So how will you be able to do bhakti? You won't be able to do bhakti. So all this gnana karma is not favorable for bhakti. Okay, so that's what they're saying. Many forms of so-called renunciation are also not favorable to Krishna conscious devotional service. Okay, Srila Rupa Goswami has also quoted a definition from the Narada Pancharatra as follows. One should be free from all material designations, and we have all these material designations, right? I am so and so, so and so. We generally, when we build a house, we write, right, our name, and then we write BTech, MTech, PhD, so and so, so and so, so and so. Long description we write. I've seen in many houses outside. They can just write their name for to identify that person's place, but below their degrees, everything long they will write the material designations. So you should be aware. I'm black, I'm white, I'm American, I'm Indian, I'm Hindu, Muslim. So you should be free from all these designations because your soul, right, and by Krishna consciousness must be cleansed of all material contamination. He should be restored to his pure identity in which he engages his senses in the service of proprietor of senses. So the only work we have to do in this human life is not enjoy the senses in our for ourselves. We should use our senses to please Krishna, who is the proprietor of the senses. He is Rishikesha. He is the proprietor of the senses. So we have to please him. So when our senses are engaged for the actual proprietor of the senses, that is called devotional service. So in our conditional state, our senses are engaged in serving these bodily demands. See, now we are so busy. We do everything for our body. We think that this body is everything. Nicely we dress, nicely we put, we put cosmetics on our face, lipstick, kajal, whatnot, foundations, whatnot, hairsprays, whatnot, cosmetics and moisturizers, creams, face packs, everything, so much they use. We do our bodily demands. Still, after we know that we are soul also practically, still people continue to take more of the body, which is actually not required. They paint their nails. Prabhupada, in fact, says those who paint their nails are like Surpanaka. Surpanaka, when she came to Rama, she had all these, it seems. Nowadays, we see, right, Prabhupada says that Surpanaka came with colorful hair, it seems. Now we see, right, some people, they have purple hair, pink hair, orange hair. They color their hairs, right? So Surpanaka also like that. She came, it seems, with the color hair. She painted her nails. So that's what Prabhupada said. Those who get ready like that, now Prabhupada calls them Surpanaka. Right? So when the same senses are engaged in the in executing the order of Krishna, our activities are called bhakti. So when we use our senses for ourselves, that is not bhakti. Okay, so that is for our sense gratification. But when the same senses, our senses are used for pleasing Krishna or for executing the activities of Krishna, that is called bhakti. As long as one identifies himself as belonging to a certain family, a certain society, or to a certain person, he is said to be covered with designations, right? So as long as we think I am the son of so and so, I am the husband of so and so, I am the father of so and so. So this is, it's like we have some designation, we are feeling some designation to a society or to a certain person. Okay, when one is fully aware that he does not belong to any family, society, or country, but is eternally related to Krishna, then he realizes that his energy should be employed not in the interest of so-called family, society, or country, but in the interest of Krishna. Okay, so when he knows that no, he's no longer this body, he's the soul. Means what? What is the swarupa of the soul? Jivera swarupa hoy, Krishnera nityadas. So he understands that it's not, my interest is not in the family, society, or country, but my interest is in Krishna, in serving Krishna. Okay, so this is the purity of purpose and the platform of pure devotional service in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so this is the purity that is required in Krishna consciousness. That's how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's why he gave up his Grihastha life, right? He sacrificed his Grihastha life for the purpose of Krishna consciousness, because he knew that is the purpose of human life. Right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a young wife and a widowed mother. Nobody was there to take care of them. But still he left them, right? For a higher purpose. So that should be our goal of life. We don't say that you leave your family members, you don't do anything for your society, but you try to engage everybody in Krishna consciousness and make them a Krishna conscious family, so that all of you can come together and serve Krishna as a whole. So that is the main intention, not separating everybody. Don't listen to your husband, don't listen to your wife, don't listen to your parents, not like that. So all of us should come together as a, keep Krishna in the center, keep Krishna in the center, and do your works related around him. So that should be our goal. Okay, so I'll just try to share the PPT, and then just give me a 2 minutes so that we can complete. Okay, so this is what is being defined. Okay, so defining object of, what is the objective of the book? So is Akhila Rasa Amrita Murti. So Lord Krishna, he possesses form of supreme bliss. We saw Amrita Murti, supremely he is attractive. So he is the reservoir of all rasas. We saw, right? All relationships. He contains 12 rasas are there. So 5 primary and 7 secondary. Okay. So he is Akhila Rasa Amrita Murti. So he is full of rasa, all types of rasa, amrita, that is nectar, murti. So he is a deity containing all these rasas. That's what they're telling. Okay. So we've discussed all these. And we saw that the devotees are like sharks who remain in the ocean. Okay. So that also we've discussed. And definition of pure devotional service, we saw, right? Anya abhilashita shunyam gnana karmadhi anavritam anukulyena krishnanushilanam bhakti ruttama. So first class devotional service is known as one's tendency to be fully engaged in Krishna service, serving the Lord favorably. Okay, that also we saw. And we saw primary and tatastha. Okay, primary is what? Krishna Anushilanam. So we should do cultivation. Cultivation means activity per our previous acharyas, how they say. So cultivation for Krishna's pleasure, following acharyas. Anukulyana means it should be favorable. And secondary is what? Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. It should be free from all motives, no desire, zero. Even from Gnana karmadi anavritam. So even from gnana and karma, we should be free. So we saw what is cultivation and everything, right? All this is discussed. Cultivation means activity. Consciousness alone cannot help us. So we saw pravritti, nivritti. Okay, all this we saw. Okay, so outline. So we saw like what all we are going to do in the first 19 chapters. So the first part, this is the part. See, actually it is divided like this. It has 4 parts. So if you see on the right hand side, Purva Vibhaga is there, right? Bhagavad Bhakti Bheda. So varieties of devotional service, intro to chapter 19. So we will be covering this part. Okay. Okay. So in that we will be seeing all this outline of Bhakti Rasamritas in the Purva Vibhaga. So in that introduction, we'll see Mangalacharana, Guru Vandana, Vaishnava Vandana, Grandha Vibhaga. So the 19 parts. Okay, so we'll have all that. Okay. See, Samanya Bhakti means general description, introduction 1. Sadhana Bhakti practice 2 to 16. Bhava Bhakti ecstasy 17 to 18. Prema Bhakti pure love of God 19. Okay, so this is chapter 1. So next week we'll see what are the characteristics of pure devotional service next week.